So keep that going, keep that going. He's here right now.
Thanks, man. Oh, this is great. Thank you guys so much. What's up, Comedy Loft? We good? I love it, man. I love it. You guys like I came up to white ass music? You guys see what weren't expecting it. That's what happened, man. I am excited to be here. Black people make some noise? Yeah. All right, cool. Seven of us here. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what jokes I can do. That's all. Trying to figure out what jokes I can do. Sometimes white people in the audience be looking at black people to make sure they can laugh at certain shit. You guys get the good ones tonight, man. Yeah, don't worry, white people. I got a lot of white friends, man. Yeah, my white friends get it confused, though. They'll say silly things to me. They'll say stuff like, TJ, you are the whitest black guy I know. I'm always like, Chad, I am the only black guy you know. It's like, I don't take you around my black friends because I'm afraid you'll say something crazy, and he will. I took him around a group of my friends. We were having a discussion about slavery. He goes, yeah, slavery was bad and all, but... Yeah, that's the punchline right there, guys. Yeah, then he switched it up. He was like, TJ, what was it like growing up black in America? It was wonderful. I had a pony as a child. You should ask the white kids what it was like growing up around the only black kid in the neighborhood who has a pony. Right? Because I feel like people see things that aren't always there, right? Like I was in this business meeting, and the guy running the meeting kept saying things like, well, if I grew up in the inner city and heard gunshots all the time, I wouldn't know how to react. And he kept looking at me. And I was like, yo, neither would I. Like, I don't care where you grow up. If you hear gunshots, what's your first instinct? Run. No, my first instinct was to hop on my pony and get the fuck out of there. You guys got jobs? We employed? Yeah, that's cool. Me too. I got a 9 to 5. And it's funny because my coworkers learn that I do comedy and they always say silly things to me. They'll say stuff like, TJ, make sure you don't forget about us when you're famous. Make sure you don't forget us. I'm always like, man, do you know the amount of people I've forgotten about without being famous? It's like, you don't stand a chance, Todd, from accounting. I've had some horrible jobs, too. I think the worst job I've ever had was a direct marketing consultant in New York City, which is really just a glorified term for a door-to-door salesman. You guys know how hard it is to be a door-to-door salesman? In New York City? In the wintertime? Yeah, when you're black? In a ski mask? On a pony? Oh, man. And everyone else talking about relationships and dating. Any single people here? Single people? I'm still telling the jokes, guys. Still telling them. They got an app out now called the Hater app. You guys heard of it? No? Hater app is a real app. The Hater app is an app that matches you with people based on things that you hate. Right? Yeah, and I don't know what's more ridiculous, the fact that the Hater app exists or the fact that I am fucking destroying it on the Hater app, guys. I had no idea there was so much I hated. I was out on a date with a girl recently and she's like, TJ, I'm a sapiosexual. I was like, that's cool. It's 2022. I don't judge. She said, no, TJ, I am a sapiosexual. Intelligence sexually arouses me. And I was like, well, this isn't starting off very well, is it? Yeah, some of you didn't get that joke. Yeah, that's okay. You wouldn't have got laid that night either. My ex-girlfriend was Puerto Rican and bipolar. Yeah, I know, which is redundant, right? Yeah, it was a bad breakup too. She still liked to text me from time to time. She recently sent me a text message that said, "Hey, know that you probably don't want to hear from me. Just want to let you know that Gobbles died." Gobbles is a dog that we had together. "Just want to let you know that Gobbles died. You were a big part of his life, and I thought that you should know." And it touched me. And I was like, "TJ, you know what? You can be a jerk and not respond to this, but you know what? You're getting older. You should respond." So I responded and said, "Wish it was you." I feel like I really split you guys on that one. Huh? Some of you are with it, others are like, "That was mean." No, man. Dating is hard, man. It's hard. Like, I'm 37, but I feel like my emoji game isn't strong enough to date anyone under 27. You know? Like, what is she saying? Like, I want a woman that still has an AOL email address. Yeah, so that I know she's loyal. It's like, "Oh, you still have a BlackBerry? We are getting married." Yeah, I've got a lot of dating material, but my girlfriend and I, we actually just celebrated our 1.5-year anniversary. Thank you. Thanks. Love her. Don't like her friends. Don't like them. That's not completely true. Like, I like her girlfriends. I don't like her girlfriends' boyfriends. They are some of the wackest dudes I've ever met in my life. Yes. Like, one of them is 34. This dude still has FOMO. He's afraid he's going to miss out on something. He doesn't drink, so before they visited us, the girlfriend hit us up like, "Hey, you guys know that Dave doesn't drink. If you could just grab some ginger beer before we get there, he doesn't want to feel left out." And I feel like that's a lot of trouble, right? Yeah, like to fit in. Like, I don't do drugs. That's like me showing up at a party. All my friends are doing cocaine, and I'm like, "Yo, break out the pixie sticks." Yeah, we've got a golden doodle together. Got a golden doodle. You know the cool thing about having a golden doodle as a black couple is white people look at us like we stole it. But I understand, because that's how I look at white people when they have African children. Because they're looking at me like, "Where did you get that dog?" And I'm looking at them like, "Where did you get that kid?" Then we realized we both got them the same place. Craigslist. Oh, man. I don't have a girlfriend either. We just broke up. Yeah, it's fine. I've just been too lazy to reword those previous 2 jokes. So she gets to live on through this. And like, I want to talk to her too, but I'm petty, you know, so I don't want to be the one to reach out. So I had all my friends put pictures of me on social media with captions like, "Damn, this one hurts," and RIP. We'll see if she's really done with me. It took you guys a second on that one. Oh, no, man. I did start dating a lawyer recently, though, and she hasn't figured out that I'm broke yet, so we're still doing well. I have started to realize stuff about myself since we started dating, though. Like, I probably need new friends, right? I say that because we went out for lunch at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday. We took a picture. We put that picture on Facebook. By 2:08, this picture had 52 likes, and they were all my friends. I was like, "Oh, that's weird. How come none of her friends are liking our picture? Do they not like me?" I'm not making this up, guys. 5:01, all of her friends started liking that picture. Yeah, then it hit me. I was like, "Oh, all of her friends have jobs. I should consider who I'm hanging with." We were at breakfast, and she asked me if I had a ring fund. You guys know what a ring fund is? You guys know what it is? Yeah, I didn't either. I had never heard of it, and apparently it's a fund that little boys have to save, so that way when they're ready to get married, they've got the funds for it. They've got the money. Yeah. So she was like, "Do you have a ring fund?" And I was like, "First off, I've never heard of that in my fucking life. Second off, you show me an 8-year-old that's saving his allowance to buy a ring for a girl that he's never met when he could be buying a new Call of Duty. And third, I can't afford breakfast. I'm going to need for you to foot this bill." Yeah. She was like, "Hey, TJ, you know, if we get married, we're going to have to get a prenup." I was like, "That's cool." I don't really have shit to lose. I started thinking about it though. This woman is a lawyer. She could take anything from me. And she could take the dots out of TJ. She could literally take my last name like, hey, aren't you TJ Ferguson? Nope. Just teach. Ex-wife took my last name in the divorce. You gotta get that cough checked out, bro. I'm just messing with you. Yeah. Breakups are hard though, man. And like you can't talk to I can't talk to my family about it because whenever you go through something in black families, they say just pray about it. I mean, like my grandma, she said just pray about it. If it doesn't work out, just pray harder. How the fuck do you pray harder? How do you do it? I know how to work harder. I know how to train harder. I don't know how to pray harder. Yeah, I prayed so hard, I messed around and pulled a muscle. I went to my grandma's house holding my back. She said, how'd you hurt your back, son? I said, praying. And she said, well, just pray that it gets better. Some people believe that Jesus was black. I'm not one of them. Not one of them. Yeah. And for silly reasons, though. Like, if Jesus was black, can you imagine how ashy his feet would have been? Yeah, but who's going to say anything? That's Jesus. Not like it was like, damn, Jesus, like you wearing white socks with your sandals. Get some olive oil for Jesus' feet. Oh, man. You be going through stuff, man. Black families be like, don't worry about it. That's just God preparing you for something. That's just God preparing you. And I'm like, for what? To be homeless? Like, I don't know. No, man, like I said, just turned 37. And I tell people that, and they say, TJ, you look too young to be 37. You don't look old enough to be 37. What they don't know is I've looked this way since I was 18. I look young for 37. I was an old-ass looking 18-year-old. It's hard, though. Like, it's hard for people that are older that look younger. Like, I used to be a high school drama teacher, and all the girls in my class looked grown. So after class one day, one of these little grown-ass girls comes up to me and goes, hey, Mr. Ferguson. Just want to let you know that I'm having a really wonderful time in class. I'm really enjoying everything that's going on. And this might sound weird, but could I have your phone number? No. Right? Yeah, I didn't know how to respond. And I probably responded the worst possible way because I said, I don't know, can you keep a secret? I like teaching. I actually still teach theater at a private studio in Northern Virginia, elementary age kids. And we really encourage the kids to be themselves and be who they want to be. So the other day we were sitting in a circle and the kids could say a name they want to be called other than their real name. And for most of the students, that was like a cartoon character, like, oh, call me Winnie the Pooh or call me SpongeBob. I got the one kid, he goes, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so call me Grand Wizard. He's like, I certainly will not. Some of you pretending that joke went over your head. It certainly did not. No, man. Just started playing video games again, too, which is weird at my age, you know? Mostly because when I was a kid, you could buy a Sega Genesis, plug it in, and play it. You can't do that anymore. I bought an Xbox, I had to connect to the internet, create an avatar, come up with a gamer tag, download after download in order to download the game that I'm trying to download. Yep, and it's no fun to create yourself as a 37-year-old rookie on NBA 2K. It's like, yo, this isn't going to work, coach. I've got bone spurs. My back hurts. I'm hungry. The game is super real now, too. It's like Grand Theft Auto, but with basketball. You've got friends. You've got a condo. You can invite your friends to the condo. The game is so real that the cops tased my player for trying to get into his own condo the other day. Yeah, he started dating a Kardashian. His numbers went down. It's wild. I'm getting older and my sensibilities are changing now too. Like porn doesn't do anything for me anymore at all. I get off to things like Zillow now. Like, oh my gosh, look at all that square footage. And I'm prepared for stuff too. Like it started raining the other day and I had an umbrella on me. I was like, you go, TJ. I was was like, you go with your old umbrella having ass. Oh, no, man. I grew up in a super small town. Anyone else grow up in a small town? Yeah. Who said yeah? Yeah. Where'd you guys grow up?
Taylorsville, Kentucky.
Taylorsville, Kentucky. How many stoplights did you have there?
We didn't.
None? Oh, get out of here, man. That's what's up, man. Like, cause I tell that joke.
We had a flashing light.
You had a flashing light? That doesn't count. No, we'll get into that. Like, cause I tell that joke and people are like, oh, we had 7 lights. I'm like, that's a city. Shut up. That's not a small town. I grew up in a 1 stoplight town, though. 1 stoplight, Nelson County, Virginia. And I think the thing that's cool about small towns is when they don't have anyone notable from there, they try to make anybody notable. You know what I mean? It's like, welcome to Nelson County, home of Luau Williams, better known as Turkey Williams, the 1993 undrafted free agent of the Seattle Seahawks, who played in 3 NFL preseason games. And then they start naming everything in the neighborhood after him. Like, well, over here we have the Turkey Williams Vocational Community College. A little further down the street, you'll see the house where Turkey Williams used to live. Keep looking. It's also the house where he currently lives. Yeah, I used to hate being from a small town. I appreciate it now, though. Like, I like going back home. I like going to visit my parents. I love going to visit my parents. And mostly because parents make you feel good about the simplest shit, right? Like, if you can change the TV from HDMI 1 to HDMI 2 seamlessly, suddenly you are an electronic genius. Yeah, they're just like, how did you do that? We just haven't been watching TV the last 3 weeks. Yeah, next thing I knew, I was at their neighbor's house trying to install a satellite system with no knowledge of what I was doing. Yeah, TV's cool now because there's so many great commercials out. Like Hornitos Tequila has a new commercial out that's wonderful. It's uplifting. It's motivational. It says 31,000 people want to kiss somebody, but only 8 are making their move. I was like, okay, cool. Only 8 people are making unwanted advances. That's good. But then it says 100,000 people hate their jobs, but only 44 are walking out. And I was like, hold up. Does this liquor commercial really have me rethinking my life right now? Like, 'cause I want to be like that guy. I want to go out and make out with random women. I want to walk out of my job. I want people to be like, oh my gosh, TJ, how did you become so brave? Like, oh, I just drank a lot of tequila. I'm just good at getting drunk. It's 2022, man. I think we should say fuck stereotypes. We can all agree on that, right? Yeah. Like, people look at me, they're surprised to learn that I dip and listen to country music. I do both of them. I just see it as a way to relate to police officers. Yeah, if a cop pulls me over, I got a lip in and country playing, he's going to be confused as shit. Like, sir, can you step out of the car? No, sir, why don't you step into the car? Because I'm just chilling on a dirt road. Yeah, I hate the stereotype that black men are bad fathers. It's not true. My dad was and still is a wonderful father. I think they clap for that most places, but that's okay. Yeah, like, it only took 1 spanking for me to realize there was certain stuff that I just couldn't do. My dad caught me standing on the toilet with a cape wrapped around my neck, pissing into the sink. I was superhero piss man. This was 2 weeks ago. No, man. I like white outrage. I like white outrage, man. I love it. It gets me so hard. I love it, man. Because white people, y'all be outraged about some shit for black people that black people do not even care about. You know what I mean? It's always something like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there are no black people in Tim Burton films. Meanwhile, black people like, so? Like, you think it's just a line of black dudes mad that we can't get a shape up from Edward Scissorhands? No, man. Barbershop talk is changing now, too. Like, barbershop talk used to be cool. Like, 2012, barbershop talk was like Kobe versus LeBron, one-on-one, Kobe all day, LeBron might not even score. Barbershop talk now is like, my therapist said that my lack of self-esteem could be contributing to the downfall of most of my relationships. LeBron James' son caught some heat recently. Bronny James caught some heat. You guys see that? Yeah, he caught heat because he went to prom with a white girl. And I think that's silly. Like, I say, love who you love. That's how it should be. I don't date white girls. And that's not because I don't believe in interracial dating. Y'all just shed too fucking much. That's all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I might as well get a cat, you know? I'm just saying, like, I can't be waking up next to the love of my life and got to use a lint roller before I can leave the house. You know? Love's not that deep, you know? Yeah, I was hanging out with my homeboy earlier. He said one of the dumbest things to me I think I've ever heard in my life. He was like, TJ, if I ever date a white girl, I want to date a real white girl. I don't want to date a white girl that acts black. And that's silly to me because I feel like he's never dated like a real white girl. Like show up at your house after her violin lesson white, like that type of white. Like announce that she has plantar fasciitis white, like that type of white. Like you can't enjoy movies because she's asking questions that you can't answer, like that type of white. Like, okay, so his character's name is John Green. Do you think it's based on the novelist John Green that wrote The Fault of Our Stars? Like, you know, we were watching Beavis and Butthead do America right now. I don't know. Can black people get plantar fasciitis? Can we get it? No, we can't? Oh, they don't put us in the infomercials. We don't talk about it. Yeah, anyone black here have it? No? All right. I just want to make sure we talk about it now. That's all. That's it. Yeah, make sure we don't treat it like mental health. Yeah. 10 years from now, a slew of black dudes come out like, I too have plantar fasciitis. No, man. We're talking about mental health in the black community, man. I'm all for it, like we should be. But the only thing is, like, I'm realizing my friends have real problems, need real help. I gotta charge people a copay just to have a conversation now. Oh man, I think America's too reactionary. I think we react too strongly to things, you know. Like we did away with the Confederate flag. That's cool. We should have. But the Confederate flag is how I picked out the racists. Yeah. Now I gotta walk up to white people like, yo, you like Kid Rock? I miss Trump being in office. Why? I'm just checking. So. Yeah, seriously, like when Trump was in office, my CNN app was lit. Like every 3 minutes, something that he had said. And everyone talks about the bad when Trump was in office. No one talks about the good, though. Like when Trump was in office, 0 alien abductions. None. Yeah. They stopped even coming to Earth. You guys think that Earth is like the bad neighborhood of the solar system now? Like somewhere there's just an alien mom up there threatening her kid, like, you keep fucking around, I'm gonna make you go back to Earth and live with your daddy. Oh man. I sit around and think about crazy things. Like I sit around and think about like movie sequels I want to make. And I want to make a sequel to Jungle Fever. You guys know that movie? You know the movie Jungle Fever? Yeah. If you don't, I'm still going to tell the joke. I want to make a sequel to Jungle Fever called Cop Fever, okay? And stick with me, guys. Stick with me. It's about a happily married black cop that only pulls over and arrests white women, all right? And he does this because when he was little, his father had an affair with a white woman and it ruined his family. So he's designated his life to making things a little more difficult for them than it should be. So he pulls these women over each day, arrests them, and then he goes home to his beautiful chocolate drop wife and daughter. And he swore off that he would never, ever, ever sleep with a white woman. It's a typical Wednesday. He's in his prime speed trap spot. Zoom! 70 and a 45. He springs into action. He approaches the car. Inside the car is the most beautiful white woman he's ever seen in his entire life. License and registration, man. Oh, but officer, there has to be some other way to solve this. He knows what she's talking about. On one shoulder, there's a conscious woke brother saying, my man, you have a beautiful wife and daughter, go home to them. On the other shoulder are both the yin yang twins. Saying, wait till you see my dick. Man, I'm gonna need you to come back to the car with me. They go back to the car. They're kissing, they're making out, it's getting hot and heavy. Windows are getting fogged up. She goes in for the kill. She unzips his pants, she reaches in. Right there on his erect penis is a speeding ticket for 70 and a 45. Oh man, I gotta white people. I'll give you guys credit too, though. I will say this: white people, you guys are starting to realize that black people have different problems than you. We just do. Like I was at work earlier this week, and this chick was like, "TJ, we have to save the environment. We have to save it. No more styrofoam cups. No more." So she put signs around the entire office that said, "Give the earth a hug. Use a mug." And on each sign I wrote, "And stop killing unarmed black people." Yeah, she was like, one thing at a time, TJ. One thing at a time. Hey, you guys have been absolutely wonderful. I really want to thank you guys for coming out. I've been doing comedy for 8 years now. 8 years. And I would say on and off, but it's been pretty consistent. I've had the chance to open for a lot of big name comedians and work with a bunch of people. And I don't know, it's fun to do something of my own. And it's been a rough month. I considered canceling this numerous times. But I'm glad I didn't. And I really appreciate everyone that came out. I've got friends here. I've got colleagues here. I've got a bunch of people here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I really appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much again for coming out. Thank you. Everyone get home safe. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, one more time for TJ Ferguson. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you so much.